Hello everyone. Under this section, we will look into strings in Python, one of the popular data types used in Python. During the section of variable and data types, we had a brief discussion on string data type and the immutability of Python strings. Let's find out more in detail about string and string operations in Python program. This is the standard color code we will be using throughout this lesson. Please take a moment and have a look. Strings are commonly used in Python programming. In fact, strings are the most common popular data type in Python. A string is a set of characters. When we want to declare a string, we can use characters or set of characters within a single quotation or a double quotation, which Python accepts. As an example, the following two examples create two new strings and assign them to variables, namely var1 and var2. When we consider string operations, concatenation and repetition could be done with plus and asterisk symbols. If we want to concatenate two string literals and create a new string, we can place plus symbol between two string literals. To repeat a string certain number of times and create a string, you can use asterisk sign followed by number of times you intend to repeat that string. Also, Python has another way of concatenation. If we place two string literals next to each other, those will be concatenated. But this would not work with arbitrary string expressions.
Like other programming languages, Python does not have character data types.
A single character is also considered as a string of length 1. Character in a string also considered as a substring. To access individual characters in a string, we can use square bracket operation with the index. The slice notation or the square bracket operation with two indices separated by a colon could be used to specify substrings of a string. As an example, let's create a string with the concatenation operator and assign it to the variable word. If we try to access the character at index 4, it will return fifth character in the string since the index starts with 0. If we consider the substring specified by the slice notation within square bracket 2 colon 2, the substring between indices 0 and 2 will be retrieved, excluding the character at index 2. Note that when using slice notation, it is expected that the ranges specified by the two indices will exclude the character in the second index of that range. As an example, if you access the substring between the index range 2 to 4, this will return a substring containing characters at index 2 and 3, except the character at index 4. Let's talk about defaults in slice notation and consider the same string created in the previous case. If we try to use square bracket operation with index as -1, it will return the last character of the string. With the index as -2, the square bracket operation will return the character before the last character. If we use slice notation with -2 as the first index without specifying the second index, this will return the last two characters of the string as a substring. Furthermore, if we use the slice notation with -2 as the second index without specifying the first index, this will return everything except last two characters of the string as a substring. Can we update the content of a string? As we discussed under the section of variable and data types, strings are immutable or cannot be changed once created. Also, if we try to assign a new value to a variable holding a string, a new string object will be created with a new value and the identity would also be changed. Furthermore, if we try to change the value of a string object using square bracket operator, it will throw a type error as strings are immutable objects. In this case, a new object will not be created. Since strings are immutable, instead of updating the strings, we can create the required strings as a new object as used. To do so, we can use operators specified for the strings. If we consider the same string assigned to the variable word in the previous cases, to change the first character of the string, we can create a new string based on the concatenation operator, concatenating the required first character for the new string and the rest from the string we consider. If we want to update all characters of the string except the last one, we can create a new string based on the concatenation operator, concatenating the last character of the string we consider and the rest as the string as required. Let's try to understand the immutability of strings, especially while trying to update the string. Here I have created the string object with the value pqr and have assigned it to a variable str1. The variable str1 has been assigned to a new variable str2. You can retrieve the value of the variable str2, which validates the assigned value to the variable str1 is correctly assigned to the variable str2. Furthermore, if we try to change the value of a string object using square bracket operator, it will throw an type error as strings are immutable objects in case a new object will not be created. Let's try to understand the mutability of strings furthermore. The variable str1 is assigned with the value str1, and here I have assigned a new value xyz to str1, and retrieving the value of str1 validates the assignment. Variable str2 still holds the value pqr as we assign the value of str1 to str2. Also, the str2 is assigned to a new variable a, which has the same value as str2. As we know, if we check the identity of the variables using id function in Python, it will return a memory address, which is an integer. The identity of a and str2 is the same, while the identity of str1 has changed. This means changing the value of str1 has created a new string, while the identity of other variable assignments do not change, since the string assigned to the same have not been mutated. Another useful property of a string is the length. We can use built-in length function to retrieve the length of a string. As an example, we can consider the string hello, which has length of 5. To retrieve length of string hello, we can use the function length within brackets variable name a, which will return 5, which is exactly the length of the string. Let's discuss the summary of the string operators discussed under this section. Let's have two strings hello assigned to variable a and Python assigned to variable b. As we know, Lazo, the concatenation operator, adds the string values on either side of the operator. As an example, a plus b will return hello Python without any spaces in between. The asterisk or the repetition operator repeats or creates a new string concatenated multiple copies of the same string. As an example, a*2 will return hello hello without any spaces in between. We also discuss the square bracket operator or the slice operator, where we can access characters of a string given an index. A within square brackets 1 will return the character at index 1 of the variable a, which is the character e. The range slice notation would be used to retrieve substrings or a set of characters from a given range. If we want to retrieve substring of a variable a given the range 1 to 4, we can use